If you've had an injury that hasn't healed, if you have injuries that come, go, and then come back again, or you're a coach, you're here to help others, you're a teacher, you're a healing practitioner, you're in the right place. Hello, I'm Michael Matucci, CMO at Encompass Life. And today I'm bringing you a super cool presentation about one of my favorite subjects, the human body and how to heal and even transform at ways beyond what we imagined possible. I've brought two amazing doctors, chiropractors, friends, and coaches to this amazing discussion.
Thank you, Michael. This is Myra, Dr. Cruz. My focus right now is working with pregnancy, but I've seen all ages in life. And specifically sport-wise, I've worked with a ton of gymnastics and soccer players.
Dr. Adam.
Hi, everybody. We run a family-based chiropractic office in Florida. So typically for injuries, I see people with golfing injuries or old sport injuries. My first office was in a CrossFit gym. So I worked with a lot of high-level athletes that were working with either acute injuries or chronic injuries. That for them was very important on how they performed. CrossFit athletes, they need to go every single day. So managing and performing through the injury or recovering is a huge deal.
All three of us have loved sports in our lives. Maide was a soccer player. Adam was a volleyball player. He can hit the ball in a garbage can from anywhere on the court. And I have enjoyed team sports as well as individual sports. Also worked as a fitness trainer and have a background in health and science as well. I love health. And it was always interesting to me why I would get injured right at the most fun time of the season or right before I was about to run the big race. My outcome for you watching today is that at the end, you might be saying, oh my gosh, this injury is not something I'm stuck with. I can change my body. Or, oh my goodness, I have just taken a huge step on the road to my own recovery. And I can now see how I can make personal gains, massive increases in my athletic performance. Or perhaps you're working with other people and you're like, oh my gosh, I am totally going to be able to bring this to my team and shift the way that we are playing together. First thing, before we even get into the physical, which we're going to get into after that, the emotional, or the chemical, the emotional, and the quantum, there's something that kind of touches all of them, which is inherent to our work here at Encompass Life, and that is our words and language. Speech is critical to how our body acts, responds, and shows up, and how the world shows up around us.
Specifically with people that have injuries, look at the language that you're using. When you get injured, do you say things like, man, I hate this. I hate when my leg gets hurt, or God, my ankle always rolls. Do you use those words? Well, you're creating it. What I like to explain to the patients, to the athletes that I work with, it's a very simplistic example, but it's easy to understand. When you go to the restaurant, you put an order into the waiter. You look at the menu, you pick what you want, and you say what you'd like to order. The order is going to come back in about 15 minutes, and typically it's right. It may be a little off, but typically you get what you say. It's the same thing in life. It's the same thing as dealing with injury. Do you say things like, I hate when this happens, or this injury is taking forever to heal, or I just want this to be over. My body is always breaking down. How about, I am so stressed. Man, how come my body doesn't work the way it used to? Whether you realize it or not, you're creating the energetic space for your body to listen and do exactly what you are telling it to do. So how about upgrading your language to, I always heal faster. I am healed. This is going to turn out for my betterment. Switching the words can change the way your body heals dramatically.
And to be clear, other than talking about ignoring the current circumstance and putting some fuzzy language on top, which is sometimes how people do what are called affirmations. What we're talking about is the very code. You are coding as if you were coding software for your website with everything that you say. Everything that you say, it becomes part of the code of your computer. It's all going in. So take that into consideration before you speak.
The most powerful one that I learned when I started doing this quantum field technique, it was the word want, because we're wanting, right? Even in sports, I want to be the first one. I want to. And if you slow down and say want, like it's kind of like, wanting is a state of lack. If you're wanting all this time, you're never going to have, because you still want. So instead, we change want for choose, and just even saying it. Choose, I choose. Just that tweak, just one word can affect so much now and my future, from want to choose, empower, like me, I am choosing for me. As these little tweaks happen, my life's changed completely. As a mother, as a doctor, as a human being.
And I just invite you, if you're watching, to actually just say the word want, I want, and just feel inside of your body. Just feel that. It might be very subtle. There is an energy there. And then change that to I choose, and feel that energy in your body. Just do it right now. You will notice there's something going on there. And I can even move that forward to something even stronger. I empower myself to have. I claim. I have. And so you'll notice that as you do that, you will feel that difference in your body. And what's really important to note is that that energy connected to those words is always being produced. Now, if something has been occurring or has occurred, keep it in the past. I've hurt this muscle before. This time I choose to heal it for good. You know what? My head has hurt a lot in the past. This time, I'm going to change that. This time, I'm going to see what's really behind this. Feel the difference in the energy of that. Then, my head hurts again. Or gosh, this sucks. My ankle's messed up and I can't play today. Like, it's a totally different thing. And it may again be subtle, but the accumulation of that energy and the programming of your subconscious, which receives those words just like a computer, without context, without the humor, it's taking it in as gospel, because that's what the subconscious does. And then it feeds it back to the body. It says, oh, we're always injured. Okay, let's find something else to be injured on. And that's how it works. It's a kind of a wild concept. But when we really slow it down and feel that, and you really feel into that, you'll notice, right, Dr. Myra, that this is happening. This is what's going on in the body.
One thing to mention is what feeling you're putting behind that affirmation. Because also in my experience, I was like the positive girl, right? Like, oh yeah, everything is going to be all right. Yes, yes, yes. But really inside, I had fear of, is this going to happen again? I have fear of, so it's important, the feeling that you're putting behind the words.
Language is a huge part of the courses that we do in Encompass Life. They are portals to quantum leaps, absolute miracle changes in your performance and all aspects of life. Because as we'll discuss, when you heal something in the way that we're talking about it, in this really holistic fashion, the benefits will show up across your life. It's really, really cool stuff.